Good morning and welcome to Tottenham Tantrum Gold. I'm joined this morning by my usual wingman, Ben, from his coffee shop. How's it going, Ben?
Everyone. Very good. It's been a couple of days since I've been around the YouTube space. Actually, no, I was here yesterday. That's stupid. But yeah, we're here for another morning. I'm joined by Mark in the coffee shop, and
our resident Liverpool correspondent.
Our resident Liverpool correspondent. One of.
Absolutely, why not? What should we? Oh, hang on. Let's do a quick welcome to the people in chat at the moment. Not many, because I think we're sort of direct competition with We Are Tottenham TV at the moment.
As usual, they're afraid of us. They wait for us to come online, and then
that's right.
They're afraid of us. We're coming for them.
Celery agents saying big up, gents. Morning, mate. Good of you to join us again. Carterman, he's saying, hi guys, I'd just like to apologise to Dermot for the other night. I shouldn't have gone on the show. My head is not in a great place, and I hope it won't affect the future in a negative way. Mate, we all have off days, mate, and end of the day, you're a big enough man to own up to it and apologise. So I think things are forgotten quite easily, mate, so don't worry. And good morning as well. Good of you to join us. Out of Akron, Wembley, saying, morning, guys. Are we gearing up to lay another beating on another stretch of the South Coast tomorrow night? Let's hope so. Let's hope so. It's about time that Southampton are in for another 9-0, isn't it?
Yeah.
So why not us this time? Come on, let's get in there. Moondog saying, very good morning. Morning, mate. Good of you to join us too. Right. Carterman saying, thanks, guys. Yeah, no worries, mate. Everybody has an off day. What should we start with, Ben? I'm thinking let's start with a bit of Kurt Zouma. Yeah. Let's if you're watching Kurt Zouma, you get a special TTG, one of them.
Yeah.
You, sir, are a scumbag.
We need to have a video that, like Mari has his things where he has like the videos. We need one of those just to butter Kurt Zouma.
There's a few others I'd like to say that about as well, but at the moment it's allegations.
Talk about the main news at the moment. But,
there's a few others would be dying to go a little bit more strongly on as well. But Kurt Zouma, I mean, him picking on his little cat, I mean, kicking and slapping it around on them, stupid enough to get it on film.
Yeah.
And giggling like a little girl while doing it. I'd like to say for his next game, I'd like to wish him, I'd like to say break a leg, but I mean it in the literal sense this time.
Yeah.
It'd be very fitted.
As someone that really likes his animals, having a few animals myself, it's disgusting. I mean, Shamu all morning. Shamu is a cat lover himself. There's a few cat lovers in the building.
Oh, I am as well.
Yeah. So according to Shamu, that's a really rare cat as well. You can't get one of those red tabbies very rarely, easily. And the fact that he's just treating it like an absolute piece of garbage shows how.
Well, it's about the only one-on-one Kurt Zouma's won all season, isn't it? It shows his level anyway. Even then, he needs help to do it.
Yeah. So.
Well, where'd you go? Your career.
Even I've got a big up Rory Jennings for calling it out as well. He says he should be sacked, and I agree with him. Animal abuse, personal abuse, it's unacceptable in any form. So I would sack him, but you wouldn't expect anything else from a former Chelsea and now a West Ham player.
Absolutely. I mean, if he was a Spurs player, I would be booing him like hell when I see him on the pitch.
You don't want that at our club.
Absolutely.
Don't want that in our game. It's made us all look like idiots again. Yeah.
I mean, how low does your career go? I mean, start off French, that's bad enough. then end up at Chelsea and then West Ham, and then you end up kicking a cat on camera. Seems a natural progression. Perhaps back to West Ham.
Like evolution. It's like Pokemon. It's like evolving.
Anyway, so that pretty much deals with him for the morning. It's a bit early to start using the language we would have wanted to about him, but I'll just give him another one of those because it's a special TTG. Kurt Zouma, good job, mate. Really good job.
Free word of the day.
Hope your career flourishes. Right. Anyway,
I've got a customer coming up. Just give me a sec.
Yeah, no worries, mate. Celery agent saying not even going to watch it. I'm a huge cat lover. I know what you mean, mate. It's I had to watch it. I needed to know just how bad it was. It was, you know, it doesn't. You could say like he didn't put full welly into it, but I mean it's still bad enough. Yeah, it just makes you angry. So yeah, just avoid it. The bloke's just a price scumbag. So that'll do that. Right. Meanwhile, we've picked out a little game for us for this morning. Delving into the archives from our good friend Duck Jive One. Go if you want to see more games from Spurs from the past, mostly 60s, 70s, 80s, a little bit of early 90s. He's got a really big catalogue of games on his channel with the original commentary, which we're not going to have. We'll have it, just the pictures. Get over there and see a few England games as well. And he's uploading all the time. He's got a fantastic channel. So that's Duck Jive One on YouTube. Great channel, great chap, letting us use his videos so freely as well. Right, let's just get that one on. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, it's supposed to be shit. It's changed. Something's changed here. No, it hasn't. There we go. Right. Right. As I said, this is Spurs Millwall back in 1988. There's a young Paul Gascoigne there. It's one of his debut season for us. Team's starting to degrade a bit. Some of the players on show aren't really got some of our best, but when you got Paul Gascoigne in the team, you've got a good team no matter what. And at the bottom of the screen, I'm just going to put the team there. There we go. Mims, Butters, Thomas, Fennick, Fairclough, Mabbott, Allen, Gascoigne, Waddle, Stewart, and Walsh. The attack's still looking pretty good. Seemed to be us mostly through the 80s. That defense a bit dodgy, but attack superb. Millwall have a young Teddy Sheringham playing for him, so that's the one to keep an eye out for as well. When they came up back then, Sheringham, Cascarino, very good front two for them. Scored a lot of goals. It was sort of basis of their team. There we go. That's young Teddy himself. Wouldn't mind him back again in the peak of his game. What a player he was. Right. Comment-wise, Moondog saying, what do you think the score will be on Wednesday? Let's see. Southampton game. We're due to beat them quite comfortably because they've been giving us some rocky rides lately. Every now and then we put in a real performance against them at home. Usually tended to be at the end of the season where we'd wallop them a really heavy scoreline, but could do with one now. Just keeps the ball rolling, doesn't it? A nice, enjoyable win against Brighton. Big win against Southampton. Yeah, let's go for it. Just for a change, instead of thinking it's always going to be an edgy game, let's have a nice, comfortable 3-0, 3-0, 3-4-1, something like that. Yeah, I'm up for that. Moondog is saying 2-0 to us. That's pretty comfortable. That's the sort of result that Conte likes, isn't it? Fully in control, no fuss, no extra frills on that. Celery agent 4-0. I like that. Very confident. Very confident. I mean, Southampton is one of those teams, though, isn't it? They can give you a hell of a hard time and snatch a win out of nothing, or they can completely fold. So let's hope it's the latter, because, like I said, we're due a big win against them. Out of Akron saying, I think this was the game where Millwall visited us when they were top of Division 1. I think they might have been, yeah. They had a very good impact when they came up from the season before. And like I said, that front two, Cascarino and Sheringham, were very, very good. Obviously, Teddy became a legend for us, but we're riding our luck there. Right. Bobby Mims saving something. I don't remember this. Must be a highlight reel.
Oh, back in the saddle. Let's go.
Absolutely.
I've actually got to do my job once in a while.
No worries, Ben. That's kind of makes it a good backdrop. You in the coffee shop doing that. Right. People talking about Wednesday, Southampton. What's your thoughts on that, mate?
Gonna batter them. End of. 4-0.
There we go. I'll go for 4-0 as well. Yeah, so there's a few 4-0s, 4-1s floating around. Everybody seems pretty confident.
I mean, we deserved to batter them at their place, but the ref took the victory away from us because he was bent.
Yeah, it would have been a nice little win, that.
It would have been a 3-1 win that was taken away from us. 2 decent goals disallowed. 2 absolute clear goals.
Yeah, absolutely.
VAR.
Oh, Chrissy Waddle's still there.
That's Chrissy Waddle with his mullet.
Trademark. Nice turn. Paul Stewart. Was that Paul Stewart? No.
Big old Paul Gascoigne at the back.
Yeah. Yeah, he took a little bit of time to get going with us, but as soon as he did, well, we know the rest. Paul Stewart, by this point, I think he would have still been playing as the number 9, really.
Yeah.
He didn't really shine for us until he dropped back into midfield one game. But not to worry, there he goes. Let's see what he does anyway. Let's see. Oh, hang on. Let's do this one first. Atavakron saying Teddy and Cascarino were a nightmare duo for opposing defences to deal with at the time. Yeah, they were. Both good in the air, both a bit of skill on the ground, had a good understanding with each other, and certainly caused trouble. Moondog saying, and do you think the new signings will start on Wednesday? Ooh, why not?
I think Benson will. Bentancur showed a lot of class in those 15 minutes. He showed that little bit of sparkle that we desperately need in midfield. With Skip and Højbjerg, I think they're great lads and they're great players, but they don't have that sparkle that we need to really unlock a midfield or to show a bit of guile. Yeah,
it's that supreme sort of confidence that you get with a top player, isn't it?
Yeah.
Nothing's too much trouble for him. He's happy to receive the ball under pressure. Still keeps it.
Step over, past 3 players.
Yeah, no problem.
Cheeky grade.
Yeah, looking a good signing that. I think we're all looking at Kulishevsky to be the exciting one of the two, but it's turning out the other way so far.
With Kulishevsky, he's only 21, 22. He's a young talent. He's got one of the best left foots in the world. If you let him turn in on his left foot, he will put it in that top corner quite easily.
So let's have a few of those.
So we just need him to really bed into the team. It's going to take him a while, but he's got the physicality for the Premier League. He doesn't have so much the pace. He's definitely got the physicality and he's got the technical ability.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. Derek Hutchinson, good morning, mate. And Asavakron saying it was hilarious. Pat Vandenhuis sending off against Luton that saw Paul Stewart drop back to midfield where he was a revelation. Yeah, absolutely. I do remember that game. Actually, is it the game I'm thinking of? Is that the one where we finished with 9 players and they finished with 10 or something like that? It was a crazy game.
Life finds a way.
I do remember a crazy game with a lot of sendings off. Yeah. But Moondog saying Kulu could have had 2 assists. Yes, he could have.
2 assists. He deserved them, and both of them were sitters.
I thought he was looking a little bit lost at times otherwise.
I think he was a bit nervous.
Yeah. There was one time in particular he was out on the right wing sort of area. The ball went to his feet and he just looked like he didn't know what to do with it. So he waited and did a simple pass back. And I just thought, he needs to get into the rhythm of this and learn other players' runs and things like that. It will improve. It will improve. But the fact he can be struggling and still come out with what should have been 2 assists says a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah. And those were sitters. They were Bergwijn's one was a definite sitter. And it hit my greenhouse.
Ooh, there's a good strike. Chrissy Waddle was that? Must have been left-footed from that range.
Good old Chrissy Waddle. The man with the mullet.
He was a hell of a player for us. be happy with a goal like that against anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, new signings always take a bit of time to bed in. I think that's one of the criticisms always had about Levy's transfer policies, as they come in so late. You miss out on a few games for them when they're not settled in. But hopefully, I mean, the signs were good there with Bentancur. So let's hope this positive stuff goes. I think Romero coming back made the huge difference as well.
Yeah, he did. He was spectacular.
He was absolutely star quality written all over him, isn't there?
Like a bit of old school centre half in as well, like giving Lamptey the reducer. I was like,
yeah.
I could just imagine it. Go on, son, take
Absolutely.
him out.
He just makes it look so easy, doesn't he? When he's put under pressure, no problem. Let people bounce off him, play the ball out.
I mean, every time, balling straight into Harry Kane on the floor, no hoofing it out, straight into Harry Kane in there, and on his bike he was.
I think we'll always get people don't quite understand what the role he's playing, that might criticise him like losing the ball or getting out of position sometimes, but he's a very high risk, high reward defender. It's I was saying it the other night. He's kind of like playing the high line. You benefit from more from what he does than you lose. So sometimes he is going to get caught out. Unfortunately, that is just part of his game. But he makes up for it by basically nipping the attack in the bud before it even gets to the box.
Receiving the ball straight into the striker's feet. There you are, on your attack.
Yeah, absolutely.
It also, like, when he was getting the ball in a lot of situations, he was winning the ball and it was a bit like, calm down. He showed real leadership. I reckon he could be captain in 3 years. He could be captain. Yeah,
I don't see why not at all. Be nice if we got somebody that was even more of a captain. That would just mean we're well on the way.
I mean, I think that there are now plenty of players in that team that could be captain, and that is brilliant. I mean, Ugo is the captain. Romero could be captain. Dyer could be captain. Højbjerg could be captain. Sonny could be captain. Harry could be captain. There are plenty of players who would say are leaders in that dressing room now, and that's good to see.
Sonny as captain, that's an interesting one. I'll never really see him as that.
I mean, he's the captain of South Korea, and they've won titles with him as the captain.
I suppose it's a bit like Hugo. He leads by example rather than having to shout out and get aggressive with people.
But Harry Kane does that as well. He doesn't shout at people.
Yeah, I suppose not. But for me personally, I like to see the captain in the middle of the park, though.
I like to see my captain in centre defence. That's why it's very good to see someone like Stevie Perriman as being able to play every position. He knows every position, and he can say, "All right, you're not doing your job properly, mate. You do this. You do that."
He did say he liked playing there in later years because he could keep an eye on the game. He was more involved. It was more time on the ball.
You see the pieces in front of you, and you see everything that's happening. So I like the centre back to be captain personally.
Yeah. I'm happy with that. Centre back, centre half, and centre midfield, anything like I'm happy with any of that. Somebody that can just go up to any incident that happens on the pitch and get straight to the referee about it. Because I'm always been a stickler for I think the only player on a team should be complaining to the referee should be your captain.
Yeah, we should.
It keeps it a lot more organised, a lot more civil. I mean, I think Brian Clough was a big advocate for that. If there is a problem,
it should be. Only one person needs to speak to the ref, and it's the captains of the team. It's why they wear the armband.
Yeah, you used to hate that. The Man United were terrible for it, swarming
Chelsea
the referee.
Were the worst. Chelsea, the entire team surrounding the ref under Mourinho.
And then you'd see people like bloody Andy Cole, not Andy Cole,
Ashley Cole.
Ashley Cole. That time where he's getting booked and he just turns his back on the referee when the referee called him over, and I'm just thinking, you arrogant prick.
They need to have more. Refs need to have more power, but they need to be improved to deserve that power.
We were enjoying it in some of these old games, weren't we? The ref looked a real character. That was a tidy finish. Disallowed. That's either disallowed or he's got a very bad celebration he needs to work on. Would you call that a foul? I thought he was just using his strength there, really.
He used his run.
Well, we're going to win anyway, so it's all right.
The best thing about these games, we're not going to lose, except when Dermot's choosing them.
Pretty much. I did pick out a random one the other day, and that turned out to be a loss as well, I think. But not very often.
Yeah.
Wayne Bonner saying, "Morning, gents. How's everyone?
Morning, Wayne.
Good here, mate. Good of you to join us." Romero was a beast on Saturday. Great to see a defender like that in a Spurs shirt again. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, in fact, I'm trying to think anybody could really compare him to that we've had in recent years. There's nobody doing
Jan, but he's like Toby and Jan combined. He's one player that can do both of what they do.
It's like combining a central defender with a holding midfielder as well.
Yeah,
he's very forward focused.
Like it's Ledley King, but a bit more defensive ability. Because Ledley King wasn't the greatest defender, but he was brilliant at bringing the ball out from the back, and he was brilliant at marshalling the defence
and recovery tackles as well.
Recoveries, because he had pace. Was Romero he would, that?
Just imagine Ledley King in that left-sided centre back role now.
Yeah, he'd be the best player on the planet almost.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic. Yeah. Out of Akron saying Pat got sent off for virtually decapitating a Luton player with a sky-high kung fu kick. Even in those days, it was a clear straight red, as you could ever see. All White Hart Lane laughed at how insane it was.
Have a good day. Catch that, Mark.
Cheers, mate. If I remember rightly, he was trying to protest his innocence, as you do, even when it's blatant. It was a weird. I'm sure it was that match though where we finished with 9 players and they had 10, and we still managed to win the game. I really do that now. I remember a game like that. I'm sure it was the same one. Perhaps Satter Akron will remember that one. Right Hart Lane, morning guys. Morning, mate. Good of you to join us. William Kelly. Romero is future Spurs captain. Yeah, he looks like it, doesn't he? He's the part. He's inspirational, I think.
True aggression. I love aggression. Yeah. Aggression, but such grace as well.
Yeah. Moondog saying it was just nice to see 2 decent players coming off the bench rather than the dross we got rid of. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest thing to come out of the transfer window. It's just nice that whoever's there, even if it's an academy player coming off the bench, at least they're there for the team. They're fighting for something. They're trying to make the difference.
They're not mercenaries. We don't need mercenaries in this team.
Yeah, absolutely. It's that sort of feel good factor is there in the squad now. I think they were playing like it as well. It's like they had the weight lifted off their back. Yeah. They seem to be having such fun against Brighton. I mean, it was great. That point when you saw Sanchez up in the centre forward role and Emerson was over on the left wing, and I was like, "What is going on here?" It was like playing with your mates in the park. It was just like a total abandonment of any idea of positions. It was crazy stuff. Just like playing with you.
Well, even against bigger teams, and you might get punished against bigger teams.
How do you mark that?
It's just like
you'd have to be man marking the whole game to keep up with them because you couldn't do it through positions.
It'd be brilliant. It was brilliant to watch. Just like players, we're going to win this game. We're going for it.
In some ways, you could say that's even one better than the old Ajax way of doing things, the Cruyff total football, because that was used to be loosely based on a 3-7 formation where the 7 were just completely fluid. But it's going to be the defenders doing it. It's all as well. So it's more like an Aussie Ardelas system then.
I mean, that's what that you have one main centre back that does centre back duties, which would be Romero. He's there to solely be a centre back, and then the 2 centre backs they overload midfield. One of them goes at a time, and they overload the midfield, so it allows one of the midfielders to go even more forward. It's like it's the jigsaw.
Yeah, I think ideally you want Romero on that right hand side. You want another central, an out and out stopper in the middle, don't you?
I like Romero in the centre because he can nip the ball and then start an attack because he's got the passing ability, unlike an Eric Dyer.
Oh yeah, well, I'm just saying. I think I like the fact if he was on the right, he's got license to actually get forward a bit more,
and he can attack as well because he showed at the weekend he's quick.
Yeah.
Once he gets going, you can't stop him.
Who would you like to see us getting in the summer to go with him?
Bastoni.
Oh yeah, well, I'll like that as well, obviously. But we were also looking at the likes of Botman and players like that. There's the same sort of style.
Everyone knows my opinion on. We should sign Botman just so we can sing the Batman theme to his name. Just purely for that.
Bastoni and Botman. Yeah, why not?
Bastoni and Romero would be title-winning defence.
Who would you play with them?
Oh, just anyone, just a stick of wood.
Well, you might as well have Dyer there to just sit back.
But Sanchez could play that right centre-back role. He's been doing well there. If he's playing with a proper centre-half, he does really well. As soon as you give Sanchez any responsibility, he crumbles under pressure. But if you put a calming influence next to him, he starts playing really well. So it's partnerships. Yeah. One's the brain and one's the brawn.
True.
Except with Romero, he's brains and brawn.
What else we got here? Chris Agomba, morning, mate. Good of you to join us. And Steve Shezza. Come on, you Spurs. Morning, mate. Come on, you Spurs. And John Fitzpatrick. Big up Coover and Ben.
Big up, Mr.
Big up yourself, mate. Good of you to join us again. You're part of the furniture in the channel, so it's good seeing the same names over and over. It's like a bit of loyalty. It's lovely. Out of Akron saying there are highlights of that Luton game on YouTube, but tragically the pat assault and sending off is omitted. I don't think there were any more sendings offs in the game, but yes, somehow we won 2-1. Yeah, must be a different game then. I do remember us playing Luton, and we definitely went down to 9 men, and we still beat them.
The reason they took it off because Pat Jennings is such a gentleman, they didn't actually think he did it, and they're protesting his innocence.
You always protest your innocence, no matter what. If I was playing
on shelf-side Spurs, when Gazaniga got sent off against Chelsea, in every other situation, karate kicking a Chelsea player is actually a good thing to do.
Absolutely, I could forgive him for that because it was Chelsea.
That's a shame because he should still be a Tottenham goalkeeper because I actually rated him as a second goalkeeper. He's better than Galini for the start.
I just remember whenever I was playing and I caught the player and I was expecting a booking, the first thing you do is you go down to adjust your socks, make sure we don't catch the ref's eye, and try and get away with it. Never worked, but always try it, and then act like no way it couldn't have been. Always like that Italian way they do sometimes with the begging like that. As if it's an outrage they got caught with something they couldn't possibly
and if it's really bad, do that.
Yeah, that's right.
It's one of my favourite moments of supporting Tottenham. Fiorentina away. When I got a ticket from Mr. Galliani from AC Milan. Figured out we were going. Tottenham were playing, so they gave me director seats for the game at Fiorentina. So I had a proper cushy.
Very nice.
Which was a shame because I'd like to have been with the Tottenham lads. But and the best, I don't know who it was. I think it was Eric Dyer. He completely took someone out, and the entire stadium got up and just went like that. The entire stadium. It was beautiful in unison. It was brilliant. It's one of my favourite moments of football.
That's Akron, you're definitely right there. Gazaniga way better than Galini. Oh, damn right.
Oh yeah,
I really liked him. I did like him. Bar a couple of wild moments, he was really solid for us.
Good shot stopper as well. He proved he was a good shot stopper.
Yeah. Another couple I didn't like us letting go of. They weren't keepers, but Juan Foyth, I thought he had a lot of potential. He's doing really well now in Spain. And Kyle Walker-Peters.
It was a shame.
Yeah, it was a real shame to let him go.
Him or Højbjerg? Who would you rather have, him or Højbjerg? Because that was the only way we were going to get him.
Yeah, I would have preferred to keep KWP, but no point complaining about it. Højbjerg did a job for us.
So it's a real problem. I'd like to have both of them, to be honest, but
Well, yeah, that's it. Ideally, would have solved our right wing back problem at the moment.
Oh yeah, because he's showing his quality.
Perhaps that's why I've always got a bit of favouritism for a good fullback, because that was my usual position. So when I see what I enjoy what they're doing when they're going forward with the ball, it always catches my eye. That's why I don't rate Emerson.
Both of us are very critical of Emerson, but he's starting to show signs of improvement at the weekend. He still can't find a cross in a church, but still, he's showing improvement.
If he can't do that cross though, I just don't think he can do the role.
But he's showing heart, he's showing determination. He wants. Like, you can see he's got the right attitude, and he's busting a gut to get forward, even if it might not be great at the end of it. At least he's showing effort.
I'll tell you what, I would love to eat my words about him in a season or something, where he starts hitting form, getting some crosses in, and it becomes more natural for him. If that happens, we could have a hell of a player there.
Yeah,
but I just don't see it.
Back to the Romero thing, when Emerson was subbed off, he sat on the subs bench, and there was like 3 seats in between him and the rest of the team. And Romero physically got up and then sat with him. So he's got some real good friends in that are really going to help him, and they're gonna help him mature as a player and as a person. So it's back to that Romero being a leader of men.
Yeah, absolutely.
I saw massive improvements of Emerson, even though he still showed that he still can't cross. But he's showing.
I like that. Yeah, that reaction he had to the goal, even though it was, there's luck in, obviously a huge slice of luck that it went in. But I mean, it's not even his goal, is it? It's an own goal, but he basically forced it. I loved watching his reaction. I must admit, it reminded me of the other week when Sanchez scored one, and he was there looking angry. It was like oh, screw you, everybody that's doubting me. It's like I am here. I'm fighting for this. I'd love to see that.
He wants to be in that football team, and that's all he can. At least he wants to be in that football team, and he wants to show what he's got. Unlike the 3 lads that have just left us.
I didn't see any of the sort of throwing himself to the ground and rolling around again either. Yeah.
Conte's improving him.
Yeah, let's hope so. Certainly save a lot of money if he starts finding some form going forward.
I mean, if he starts finding some form and he starts performing, he's going to be 25 million a steal.
Yeah. But it's still an if. So jury's out for me. But like you said, Ben, I think I'm liking the attitude I'm seeing so far. Right.
Read some of the comments.
Moondog saying Emerson is still only young, so a bit of time needed. Yes, but I kind of think if you're not really able to cross a ball by the time you reach age 23, there's something a little bit wrong there with your game. But perhaps they can get it into him. I don't know. I just find it a bit strange because
he's still learning the game. He's still learning the English game, and he's still learning the culture, the language, and he's got to get there. I'm going to judge him in a year. That's what I'm going to do. Yeah,
I think that's probably fair enough. It's fair enough. I mean, I must admit, it's pure judgment call, isn't it? I mean, I'm just not seeing that attacking fullback I think we need. Defensively, I think he's getting better, but it's something lacking at the moment. Maybe he can do it. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt. Then. Right. Boys, John Fitzpatrick saying, boys, Emerson has only been at the club a few months. We need to calm down and give the boys some time to settle in London. Conte will turn him into a gun. Just watch. Well, let's hope so. As we're just discussing, I'm struggling to see it, though. He just doesn't look like he's got that attacking game at all.
I mean, Conte wanted him at Inter just in case Hakimi left. So it's got to show that Conte wants the player. He sees something in him.
Yeah.
So let's wait.
Well, he has got some of the attributes. He can tackle. He's got pace. He's got lots of stamina as well. That's
and he's strong as well. He's a strong lad.
Yeah. Here's an interesting one. I've seen this one come up the other day as well. Emerson possibly as a right-sided centre back if needed.
Yeah,
he's got. Yeah, it looks like he could. Yeah. That might not be a bad shout as an actual plan rather than backup. Who knows? Who knows? It's there, and it's.
Phil Letizia just put a brilliant picture in the group chat. That's brilliant. His new West Ham song is "I'm Forever Booting Tiddles."
Hey. Oh dear.
Oh my god. That's brilliant.
Oh wait. Oh, if you're enjoying the show, anyway, please don't forget to hit like and hit subscribe. Hit the bell. Make sure you get notifications for the channel.
And make sure you put your comments in the chat so we can actually read them.
Absolutely.
We need your vibes.
Or even at the end of the video when it's posted on YouTube. That's it's all good stuff. Otherwise, just waiting for another goal in this game, really, aren't we? Free kick's always a source of one. Chrissy Waddle was pretty good at a free kick himself. Paul Gascoigne, we know, can definitely take them.
Yeah, there was this free kick he took that did rather well.
Ooh, that wasn't far off.
1991, that was pretty deep. No, not 91. Can never remember.
Yeah, 91.
Yeah, that was the one.
Yeah, FA Cup semi-final by any chance?
Yeah, it might have been. There was a good song around at that time.
I've heard something about that.
Yeah.
You know what's so frustrating is I can't get hold of that match. I desperately want to show it on the channel.
Yeah.
But it's just copyrighted everywhere, so we'll get in trouble for showing it. Which is gutting.
Yeah.
Because that's probably the match I want to show most out of everything at the moment. Well, the final as well. It was that was an enjoyable experience.
Yeah.
I think a bit nervy again, but I suppose always will be when it's a cup final. And Wayne saying, is the game where we beat Millwall 5-0? No, this isn't. This is a different one. This is one of Gascoigne's earliest games. Well, for Spurs, anyway. The 5-0 one, I think, might be early 90s.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, one of my favourite games was at the Old Lane when we battered them 6-0. That was a great day out.
Oh, I wonder if that was a cup game. I think
League Cup or something like that. Harry Kane got injured for the rest of the season, or near enough.
Oh yeah. I think I know the one you mean. Yeah.
But we beat Millwall 6-0, so it was a great day out.
Yeah, they're a dirty lot of Millwall. Bloody horrible fans. Really horrible fans. There's not many celebrity Millwall fans, is there? Danny Baker, that's about the only one I can think of.
As the YouTuber, isn't that? Is it Zerka might support? I think Zerka might support. No, it's not Zerka. Someone that supports Millwall in the YouTube scene.
Got to be someone, hasn't there?
Yeah, I mean, someone's got to support them. They are a football club.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, Southampton. How do you think we're going to approach that tactically, then, Ben? Because I've got a feeling we might load that central midfield.
Yeah, I would do it. 3-5 to it. Sonny and Kane up front. Overlaid midfield. Bentancur, Skippy, Højbjerg. Control the midfield. Get up amongst them. They won't be able to get us.
That did seem to be their strength when they were causing us problems. They were really swamping the midfield. So I think if we left ourselves light in a 3-4-3, we could be just handing them far too much possession.
Yeah,
and you don't want to be doing that to. Don't want to be doing that with James Ward-Prowse in the opposition, do you?
No free kicks. Don't give away any free kicks because it's basically a penalty.
Wayne saying, Ben, is that the 6-0 FA Cup game where Vincent Janssen scored?
I mean, he's got to have scored in one of them.
It must be.
Yeah, it must have been.
No, that's a collector's item.
Yeah.
How many goals did he score for us in his entire career? It was probably that one.
Yeah, it was like 3, wasn't it?
Was it that many?
Something like that.
I don't remember him scoring in the league. Might have to look it up in a minute, just for a bit of fun. Vincent Janssen.
He didn't score many goals, that boy. He's ripping
it up
in Mexico,
though. Well, there was certainly something about him at one point. I mean, we bought him in the first place. He was getting goals from everybody else. Oh, he did get a couple of goals for us. 2 goals in 31 games.
Oh, boy.
That's awesome.
Well, at least he scored against Millwall, of all teams.
True. I think there was 31 would have been league games, so it would have been substitute appearances a lot.
Yeah. Man, he was
a special talent, wasn't he? He took a while to get going on every club he was at, apparently, but
he just never got going at Tottenham. We ran out.
He just got completely lost. Yeah, he couldn't seem to handle the offside decisions, and he was just positionally seemed unaware of what was going on.
Positionally poor.
He kind of looked confused when he was playing.
I mean,
Well, I suppose there's a lot of players struggle coming to London as well. It's a big adjustment for some of them.
Yeah, it is. I mean, but we bought 2 of the same sort of player, which was Soldado and Janssen, both similar sort of players. Both of them didn't work.
Yeah.
It's a real shame. I really wanted Soldado to do well because he had leadership skills of being at Valencia. He was their captain for many years.
Yeah, I think most people wanted Soldado to do well. I mean, Bobby Soldier, as he was getting labelled as well.
Bobby Soldier.
It was so tragedy with his family life, losing the little one when he was here. Clearly affected him. How can it not affect you?
Yeah.
But it was just all going wrong for him, wasn't it? There's very few players you wanted to succeed so badly.
Yeah.
He was just all round nice bloke. But never mind. I like the way he keeps in contact. He keeps in touch with what's going on at the club as well. You always get the little tweets from him. It's a really class little thing from him.
I mean, it's one of those players that really respected that the fans always had his back, even though he wasn't playing well.
Yeah.
He had a connection with the fan base. Almost cult hero status, really. The crowd gave him respect, and he gave the crowd massive love. So it was the way it should be.
Did you just see that Paul Stewart getting bundled over?
Yeah.
It was like nowadays that's instant booking. There's no 2 ways about it. Just a free kick back then. Oh, quickly taken free kick by the looks of it. Yeah, I was going to say it'd have to be Gaza.
Has to be Gaza.
Yeah.
And a traditional crazy celebration. Gotta love Paul Gascoigne.
Lining up the wall. Oops, it's been taken. Too late, son.
They wouldn't allow him to do that anymore.
Yeah. Got to put that one down to the goalkeeper, really, haven't you?
Yeah. Rested on his laurels. Oh, Gaza being Gaza, as always. Fight going on. He sits on the floor. Don't care.
It's Teddy. Come on, calm down. You're going to be playing for us soon, son.
Yeah. What a player he was for us as well.
Certainly was. I was just saying a little bit earlier, just imagine him in his prime in the squad now.
Him and Harry Kane would be deadly.
Yeah, absolutely. Kane could get himself forward more then as well.
Yeah.
Wayne Bonner saying, what do you think of Moussa Dembele retiring from football? I'll let you go first, Ben.
I mean, he was a legendary footballer for us. It's a shame he never won anything. I mean, we saw how much the team regressed and as a unit when he left the team. It's all the footballers that said, why was he allowed to leave? Even though he was no longer fit enough he shouldn't have been allowed to leave. He should have been given a lifetime contract. Just for the fact he was a great squad morale player. So I don't know. He was an unbelievable footballer for us. He still could have done a job.
Yeah, I think he realised his knees were shot at the end, so he's just getting one last big payday. I can't blame him for that, really.
But did he really get a payday with the new laws in Chinese football, or did they have to follow through their contract obligations, or did they forcibly change them?
Good question. Maybe that's why he's retired now instead of another year.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I don't know actually, mate. Good question.
Because, I mean, in a normal world, if the contracts be signed, there's obligations to the contract. But again, this is not a normal world anymore.
Yeah, true.
What's it called? Rules from the wage brackets for any league. Would they trump the contract? I don't know.
Don't know. Certainly fantastic player for us, though. I remember at the time, I didn't really appreciate just how good he was.
Yeah.
Because I was always so frustrated about the fact that I knew he had a great shot on him, but we hardly ever got any goals from him.
Yeah.
Because his role was just so deep most of the time, just the ball carrier and passer from deep. Brilliant what he did. I mean, few better in the world. But like I said, I just remember getting frustrated time and time again, thinking, with all that talent, why is he not up there with like Yaya Toure with scoring loads of goals each season? I just felt that was.
You appreciate the things you didn't see him do. That's how good he was.
Yeah, that's for sure. Certainly, see the difference after he left.
Yeah.
I mean,
if we had Dembele in that final, we would have won it. Absolutely.
Well, maybe it certainly would have helped, wouldn't it? Yeah, it's just one of those players you don't really. A lot of this work's unsung, isn't it?
Yeah, Cult Hero. It's another one. Yeah. Cult Hero.
I do remember early on though, Liverpool playing Liverpool, and he had an outstanding game against them, and I just remember Liverpool fans saying, I forgot who it was they bought at the time. Somebody they weren't entirely happy with. Might have even been. Sorry,
was it Naby Keita? Par chance?
Might have been. And I just remember the Liverpool fans saying, "Why didn't we sign Moussa Dembele instead?" I was just thinking, yeah, he's really shown them up there.
Yeah,
bossed the midfield.
I mean,
I think it was up.
I mean, the best game. I went to Tottenham Juventus. Sat with the Juventus fans, and coming out of the stadium, every single Juventus fan was like, "Wow, this guy is good." Like, it was just him versus Juventus for the most part of the game.
Yeah. Wonder what the Milan fans were saying about Gareth Bale after his hat trick as well.
I wasn't there at that game, unfortunately, but again, it must have been a similar sort of thing.
They've got an appreciation for a good player, though, certainly. I mean, so
Inter hate him. Inter boo him because every time he turns up there, he scores 2 goals.
yeah, true.
But even when he was playing for Madrid, he'd turn up and he'd score against them. He just had their number.
Yeah. They should have tried to sign him then, really, shouldn't they?
Yeah.
That was always the old Liverpool tactic. The reason they signed players like John Barnes is because they usually did well against them. So anybody that caused them a problem, they'd sign them up the next season. It's a good tactic, really, isn't it? Yeah, maybe that's what we should be doing. The trouble is, everybody causes us a problem.
Especially Traore. But I'm really happy Traore is not in the Premier League anymore.
Never anything came of it, though. He just looked like he was tearing us apart.
Yeah, we always would tear us apart, though.
No goal at the end of it, though, so it didn't matter.
It caused me a bit of anxiety. So as happy as far away as humanly possible with his baby oil. And now it means we can buy Johnson's baby oil again. There's no longer a shortage. One day we're going to get Johnson's baby oil sponsorship on the Tottenham Tantrum Gold, sponsored by Johnson's baby oil.
That's always the case.
Yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, covered Southampton. What else is there to talk about at the moment?
Yeah.
What do we think? Middlesbrough drawn away in the FA Cup.
We were talking about this in the Irish Hotspur WhatsApp group. If they give us the chances they gave Man United, we're beating them 7-0. They gave Man United missed sitter after sitter after sitter. But we usually do well against Middlesbrough in the cup. So
depends on home or away, because we always seem to struggle when we travel to the northeast.
Yeah, we do. There's no replays either, so we're going to have to beat them there.
Yeah.
We've got all of us have got to give a big up to Chris Wilder. He is a top manager. He is a brilliant football manager. He knows what he's doing, and he shouldn't have been sacked from Sheffield United.
Yeah, completely agree. Well, it was a fallout with the chairman, wasn't it? You're going to have to assume it's right.
Ownership.
I thought it was purely to do with not being given money for signings.
Which is really funny because it was another Saudi ownership situation. They promised them a ton of money and they just didn't do it.
Yeah.
It's another bit. It's just just didn't give him the money, and they'd fallen out with him. And everyone figured out how Sheffield United played, and they went straight down. They lost Dean Henderson. They wouldn't give them the money to sign Dean Henderson back.
Yeah.
As soon as you took that goalkeeper out, it was finished.
Could have been a very different story with them, because that season they came up, the first season Sheffield United came back, it wasn't just they were difficult to beat, they were playing some sensational football.
Yeah, they were.
It was really good. I mean, I always had my eye on Wilder after that. When we were looking at new managers and ended up with Nuno, it was one of the ones I've said it a few times. I'd really fancied us getting Wilder, but fans wouldn't have had it. They would have just gone, "Oh no, some relegation manager." But
I mean, he would have been a decent manager for us, I reckon. He seems like a proper football manager, but would he?
He does.
He wouldn't want to be under a director of football. He's an old school manager, I reckon. Wants to do all the transfers himself.
I think in some ways that might actually suit Levy.
Yeah. Only have to hire one person instead of two people.
And talking directly about each player's, rather than going through a sort of mediator on everything. Perhaps that would have sped up things.
Like the director of football. He was one of the people that tried to bring it into the English game. So really, he was ahead of the game in that reckon, because he wanted a direct. Everyone was going with old school managers, and Levy was the only one that had a director of football. And now all teams, bar every team really has it. There isn't a team with an old school, except for Middlesbrough, of course.
Trying to think of one. Premier-wise,
there isn't one. They're all coaches now.
Yeah, seems that way. I'm not sure on the setup of places like Norwich and that, though. To be honest,
I mean, they have a coach as well. They're just a shambles.
Well, at the moment, they're starting to play again, aren't they?
New manager.
Yeah. So another one. Do you think Dean Smith was unfair?
What's his name? Daniel Farke is just a championship manager. Does well in the championship, not good in the Premier League.
Yeah, true. Do you think Dean Smith was not given a fair chance at Villa?
I think they've got their sets higher. I think Dean Smith is a much of mid-table team manager. Get you there, but once he hits his ceiling, it's it.
Looks that way, doesn't it? Just look at the effects it has on being able to make signings when Gerrard's there. Because he knows Coutinho, doesn't he? So straight in.
I mean, Norwich could survive. I think Norwich might survive.
Yeah, at the moment, you'd sort of back them ahead of some of the other ones down there.
Well, it's either Norwich or Newcastle that's going to go down. And Newcastle with Bruno Guimaraes is an unknown quantity. But can they do it?
Yeah, there's a few down there could easily be dragged into it, though, as well.
Brentford could be. But they've got Eriksen now. It depends if Eriksen plays well.
I mean, Leeds, Brentford, Palace. None of those you could say they're really safe yet, could you?
No. I mean, Leicester don't even have 30 points yet. Not that Leicester will go down, but the thing of it, 26 points is not so great.
It's not, is it? We're sitting quite comfortably at the moment, aren't we? Couple of games in hand on Man United. We got only 2 points behind. It's there for the taking.
Yeah, top 4 is there. As long as we don't F up.
Injuries, that's the only thing that's going to derail it. If we lose, say, Harry Kane or Hugo, someone like that.
Yeah.
Or even Romero again.
Yeah.
There's a few that you'd really worry about, isn't there?
Yeah.
But we'll see. It isn't going to be West Ham getting top 4 anyway. That's just not
Especially
possible.
not with Kurt Zuma in the team. The animal danger. I think we might
not a cat's chance they've got.
Yeah.
But no, can't do the bunch of and then something beginning with P joke either.
Yeah.
Pansies. There we go.
I mean, yeah, that's going to ruin their season. No Ogbonna because he's out for the rest of the season. No Kurt Zuma probably for the rest of the season because he's going to get fired, hopefully.
I bet he stays there, though. It's West Ham, and they're scummy anyway.
There'll be an outrage.
John Fitzpatrick saying, did you see the fan running onto the field and hitting the player after he scored? Madness.
I mean, Leicester fans are proving to be spoiled brats recently, aren't they?
Yeah, they've got ideas above their station now, haven't they?
Yeah. I mean, Rodgers is showing third season Rodgers syndrome, so I reckon Rodgers might get the sack this year. Possibly.
I think he's been really unlucky with COVID and injuries, to be honest. They've kind of lost their way a little bit, but might be an unusual trend for them, having the slump in the middle of the season, then finishing strongly. You never know. Instead
of having a really good middle of the season and slumping at the end,
yeah,
they always have a slump at some point in the season.
You always want to play them on your last couple of games.
Yeah, they're always on the beach. They always like the beach mentality.
Yeah, it's true. Seems to be a trait with Rodgers in this country, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Moondog saying, and 4 away games up north in 12 days. Yeah, that's going to be a really tricky little period, I think.
I believe in this manager. I believe in this team.
Yeah.
Don't be again with proper defenders and a proper set of players that actually want to play together.
John Fitzpatrick saying Leeds could go down.
Okay.
Yeah, it's possible. I think when they get their full first team back, they'll be okay, though. They've had a lot of injuries recently, and the other week they had to have a 15-year-old lad on the bench because of COVID and everything. So
disgrace what Arsenal did to them.
Yeah, I'd say Leeds have probably been hit harder than anybody over this.
Yeah.
So I think they'll stay up, but yeah.
Because Bielsa,
I think they'll stay up. They're certainly not safe, though, are they?
No, they're not safe. I love Bielsa as a manager. I just like that he's an old school sort of guy.
Yeah. John Fitzpatrick, 4th is between us and Man U. Earlier in the season, I thought it was going to be Arsenal, but what they did in the transfer window, I suddenly think they've let it slip, haven't they?
Yeah. Lack of threat up front.
If they'd reinforced with a couple of signings, you'd get really worried about them. But since they did nothing,
they've weakened.
Yeah, you could be right. That's a Man U.
I mean, I think Man United are going to implode. I really believe that.
There's something definitely wrong with them, isn't there? I mean, CR7 doesn't seem to fit in properly now.
I mean, with all the news that's going around, but players being in the nick and all that nonsense, you can see that it's going down the toilet.
You're joking earlier about Prison FC might have the best team in the league at some point.
Yeah,
this season.
Prison FC are going to win the league next year.
Yeah, could be.
I can't tell you which league, but
yeah. Question is, what's their home strip going to be like? Little arrows or stripes?
Black and white stripes, and an orange jumpsuit away kit. 2 sorted kits.
Anyway, that's most things covered really this morning.
Yeah.
Just waiting on the end of this game now.
Yeah, we are. sort of dragged on this game. It's not been too exciting a game. Some decent goals, but.
What do you think? What do you think's the most likely thing that would stop us from getting top 4? Then, Ben, do you think it's the opposition or just
ourselves?
Just ourselves.
If we Spurs it up, if we do what no Tottenham team has done before, we will easily get top 4. If we win more games if we don't lose another game this season, we will get in the top 4.
Well, that's a bit of an ask, isn't it?
It is, but I believe in this manager. We're starting to see cohesion.
I think it's sort of allowing for a couple of losses, but picking up enough wins out of the rest of it. That's the.
If we can get results against the top teams and then batter all the smaller teams, we'll be sorted.
Well, let's see. We're on 20 games played, 18 games left. Say 2 points per game. That would put us on 72 points.
Yeah, magic number.
That could be enough, couldn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's there. That would put us.
Of course, Conte doesn't care about the top 4, which I really loved him to say that. I don't care about the top 4. I want to win. That's finally a manager that thinks about top 4 as being the 4th loser.
Yeah, we just need it for the transfer budget for next season, don't we?
Yeah. I mean, players will come to a team not in the Champions League if they're going to be managed by Antonio Conte.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
John Fitzpatrick, I'm predicting Kane gets 15 EPL goals this season. He's just starting at top 4 again, and it's a joy to see. Absolutely, mate.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Should never lose faith in Harry Kane. He's
hopefully he signs a new deal as well.
Yeah. I think if I was him, I would. Conte in charge. I mean, you don't get a better manager than that.
Yeah. This is the first real winner we've had at the club since Bill Nicholson. Well, the general, Birkinshaw. It's the first real winner we've had at the club.
Oh, and there's a Dermot. He's saying, sorry, everyone. Oh, right, Dermot, you're quitting on the team already. God, I don't know. I'll go missing a couple of times, and then he thinks he can pull that trick as well. No worries. Big up, mate.
Kaufman is always here.
Absolutely.
The voice of reason, as I'm calling myself now. I've noticed with the group chat, as soon as I stop looking at the group chat, everything just goes into absolute chaos. As soon as I leave the stream, it's absolute chaos.
I think Dermot might be coming on in a second now. Knowing him, he'll be typing into the chat for us saying, can I come on, please? You know,
can I come on my own show, please?
No, say no. If you're going to type that, Dermot, I'm saying no. Just get on before I drag you on. That'll be the key to it. 72 points. We think that's going to be enough for 4th place. If you look at it, all the other teams, if all teams are going, say, 2 points for a win, 2 points per game for the rest of the season, which is a reasonable sort of amount for a title push. Well, not title push, but for a push there. That would still put us on top.
Yeah.
On top of the pack that's chasing. So that would do the trick.
Only can we manage that? Yes. 10, isn't it?
Win one, draw one, rest of the season. Yeah. That's literally what we're looking at. That's doable. It's got to be doable.
We just need to not, if you pardon my French, you just need to do that.
Do you think Man United will hold it and get together enough to really challenge?
I think they're going to implode.
Right. And then if we're agreeing on that and we think Arsenal didn't invest enough, so they're going to be too lightweight.
I think that leaves West Ham as well, especially after the Zuma situation.
Yeah. Bunch of cat kicking losers. So
we've got
it then. We can relax. Happy days.
Yeah.
Happy days. Champions League next season then.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be the most un-Spursy year where every team implodes except for us.
Could be. What if West Ham do fire Zuma then? How much of an impact do you think that's going to have on their season?
I think West Ham will implode. I think they're going to have to recoup and then wait for next season.
I mean, they've still got the likes of Declan Rice there. He's pretty much running the team at times.
Yeah, that man is a genius. I'd love to have him in the football team. He is brilliant.
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah. All right, that's the end of the game. Bit of Waddle, bit of Gascoigne scoring. Northeast boys scoring. That's not what we want on the next FA Cup round, but
yeah.
There we go. Dermot, are you coming on or not, mate? No, he's typing. Oh, he's there. He's there.
I yeah, I overslept. I do apologise.
You're not here. We didn't notice.
I'm not apologising about something.
You did notice. It went swimmingly, brilliantly without me. That's why the show went brilliant, because I wasn't here. Because you two were doing it. So
no, you weren't pulling in the figures, mate.
No, I'm not. You all know. You know you're the sex symbol on this channel, Cleveland. We all know that. You're the one that falls. You're the one.
No, Ben's right. Without him and his coffee shop, it all falls to pieces. See, he's literally soloing in the afternoons.
Yeah.
Stable influence on the whole channel.
Yeah.
Right. See, Dermot's gone. Oh no, he's back again.
Yeah. Just a quick thought. Did you hear about the joint bid from the FA and the Irish FA for the European Championships in 2028?
Yeah. It's a shame it's not for the World Cup. We should get the World Cup.
Yeah.
We would never get the World Cup.
I think we could get it.
Fair. Yeah. You probably would, but I don't think we would.
Because you never beat the Irish. And you'd be the English and the Irish. It'd be like Batman and Robin. It'd be like Batman and the Joker teaming up. It'd be brilliant.
Yeah. It'd be an England-Ireland final. That would be interesting.
That'd be something to behold, wouldn't it?
It really would.
Derek's saying big up to you anyway, Dermot.
Big up. Big up.
John Fitzpatrick saying top 4 in the FA Cup would be madness. Yeah,
it would.
I said that last night on Dave's show.
Just imagine, though, starting the season with Nuno after that fiasco in the summer and the way we were playing. My God, I thought this is the end of it for me watching Spurs. Now I'm not really excited about games again. Absolutely loving it.
Yeah,
big up Dermot from John.
Big up, John.
I'm going to keep interrupting you, Dermot.
That's okay.
Just like now.
That's fine.
Tavakaron saying West Ham won't fire Zuma. They'll bluff through it as finishing as high as possible will prove to be far more important to them than taking the right decision. Yeah, I agree. I mean, West Ham.
How they can play him. The backlash would be too much from the RSPCA. The RSPCA will smear them. The government will smear. Everyone's going to smear them. They are in a perilous situation.
Yeah, but I mean, it's West Ham. I mean, they let James Collins play all those games. Most other horses like that are allowed to run around in paddocks and fields. They have him working his arse off on a football pitch. West Ham are sort of anti-RSPCA. Just look at the lineups most games.
That's very true.
Yeah, what he belongs there though. They're a scummy little club, and
they have no appreciation for the loveliness of cats.
Yeah, indeed. So yeah, they probably will play him. I think you're right, mate.
How is the cat doing?
Which one?
The one that he hit.
Well, hopefully it's been taken away as we speak by the RSPCA. Hopefully.
I mean, what goes through these footballers' heads at times? Seriously.
Well, hopefully a fist.
Yeah. It is bad.
Or perhaps somebody buys them a new cat and it's a Bengal tiger. Then I'll be happy for him to kick that if it's a tiger.
Yeah, put him in the cage.
Yeah, cage match.
I mean, you got Man United, their troubles. You got West Ham, their troubles. All of them are exploding. All them teams will explode amongst themselves, sort of thing. And Arsenal won't get anyway because Arsenal is crap anyway. So
Arsenal are just a couple of injuries away from falling away completely, aren't they?
Yeah,
which is good.
It is good. I think we can get top 3. Forget top 4. I think top 3.
I think
that's a big ask. That's a big ask. Chelsea are surely going to recover, aren't they?
I don't think so. We've seen this before from Chelsea, that they've sort of imploded halfway through the season, and then they sacked their manager near the end of the season to get another manager in.
I don't think Abramovich will sack Tuchel.
Don't you?
No, I don't think so.
Who would he get as a replacement at this time of the season?
Well, they can't get Conte.
Can't get Ancelotti either. Who's hitting is?
No, so I think I agree with Ben there. He's not going to get sacked. They'll stick with Tuchel.
Yeah, they might do. They actually might do. Right. What do you want to do, Kauffie? Do you want any more? I just popped on because
we were just getting ready to wrap up, weren't we?
Yeah, we'll do that then. That's grand. That's grand. I just apologise that I did oversleep, so I'm very sorry for everyone.
Obviously needed it. That's no problem. Yeah. Okay, well, that's it then. In that case, well, do you want to see us out then, Mr. Dermer?
Thank you very much for everyone that watched this morning, all the comments and everything. Big up to Kauffie and Phil, Kauffie and Ben for doing a big show, as always. And we'll be back tomorrow morning at 11:30 at the coffee shop. I don't know if we're doing anything later. If we do, we'll announce it. And all I've got to say is enjoy your day and have a great time.
And first of all, Ben, where can we find you, mate?
You can find us on the coffee show today at 2:00 p.m, where we will probably be doing some coffee stuff. Hopefully it's at 2:00 because I need to ring the ticket office to sort my season ticket out because I need to get my season ticket again. So hopefully I'm on at 2:00 promptly.
That's it. I'll see you Sunday, Ben, and anyone there. I'll be over with Dave Harris and the rest of the Harris Army over from Ireland. So I don't know which pub we're all meeting up in, but I'm sure Dave will let you all know. And we'll see you on Sunday. Again, thank you very much to Kauffie and Ben for a great show this morning. And we'll see you tomorrow at 11:30.